Stonking is one of the most popular dungeon cheeses today, and it can help players speed up their dungeon runs and clearing by tremendous proportions. However, many find this item to be mysterious and requiring an unattainable amount of skill to use correctly. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to master the Stonk item, and with this mastery, also be able to create your own dungeon cheeses from thin air. Now this video has been broken apart into multiple parts. First, I will discuss the very basic stonking. After that, we will look at swap stonking. And finally, I will show you how to make the Ghostblock Pickaxe. After we've gone over how to actually use the stonk, we'll discuss how to walk through walls effectively, and then finally, I will show you guys how to combine all these skills to make your own dungeon cheeses. So with all this in mind, let's begin the ultimate stonking guide. Now, just a quick reminder that when I'm referring to stonking in this video, I mean any sort of dungeon cheese with a pickaxe. Stonking is just what the community calls it, as stonks were originally used, but any pickaxe will suffice. For example, I use an efficiency 10 golden pickaxe, so just not to confuse you guys. So in essence, stonking is actually very simple. It's just using a pickaxe to access chests or secrets that were previously unobtainable. For example, I can mine these blocks and then access this chest, even though I would not be able to regularly. Now, for most stonk cheeses, there is an alternative way to do it. As you can see, I could just teleport up here and get it, but this stonk cheese saves time. For a stonk cheese to actually be a cheese, it must be faster than the regular way of getting the secret. Otherwise, there's literally no point in doing the cheese. Now, regular stonking can actually take you surprisingly far, and you can find quite a lot of cheeses by literally just mining around and seeing if you can access secrets from another way. For example, like randomly here, I just found this one chest and I realized that, wait a second, this might be faster than getting it normally. And as you can see, I can get the chest like this, and as you can see, compared to the real way of doing it, by going all the way up here, going down, getting the chest, it is actually faster. So this is just a brand new chunk cheese that you could have discovered. So your very basic type of stonking, as I said before, will take you pretty far. But now let's look at a different type of stonking that could be a little bit more powerful than before. So stonking creates what the dungeon community calls ghost blocks, as in blocks that are supposed to be there but aren't because of the cheese, so they're ghosts. As you can see, when I mine blocks, they go away for a split second, but they always come right back. Now, there are many ways to create ghost blocks. The first and easiest way to make ghost blocks is by simply running into the wall at an angle, and as you can see now by rubber banding, I have just created these ghost blocks here. They have been stonked, and these blocks, although they're technically there and I get rubber banded, they don't exist, and I can access anything that's hidden behind this area. However, running into a wall like this for every bit of ghost block you want to create can often be very unwieldy, and you cannot create ghost blocks with one block gaps here. As you can see, I have to create this pillar of 2 ghost blocks. So how can you create ghost blocks without having to actually spend so much time running into a wall and making them? Well, that is the first new concept of this video, swap stonking. In essence, swap stonking is pretty simple. You hold a sword, a bow, literally anything except your main stonking device. Then you hold it and you quickly switch over. As you can see, it looks like I didn't even switch at all. It looks kind of sus how I'm breaking blocks with my sword. But if you notice down there, I am very, very quickly moving my pickaxe. And as you can see now, I can make ghost blocks for 1 block gaps. Look at that, it's so cool. And it does take a lot of practice. You need to have very fast fingers to be able to do this precisely, but this can greatly help you in many scenarios. For example, suppose I had very high ping and I was trying to get this chest. It probably would not work with regular stonking, but I could always create these 2 swap stonk blocks, and now they will stay here, and I can get them as I wish. So as you just saw there, ordinary stonking can also help you get wither keys, and it has a lot of multi-functionality. Now I'll teach you the last major form of stalking in the game, the overpowered Ghostblock Pickaxe. Now basically how this works is, you can make a pickaxe like this, and when you mine with it, it will create ghost blocks all by itself. I just made this massive hole in the dungeon, but how did I do this? So as you can see now, I have 2 golden pickaxes, but this item used to be a wither cloak sword, as you can see here. What I do is, my hotkeys for these 2 are 5 and 4. So I press 5 and 4 in rapid succession, and now it will create a glitched out pickaxe. And this pickaxe will make ghost blocks completely for free. Look at how easy it is to make ghost blocks with this. Now this is especially helpful for a particular area in dungeons, the trap room. As you can see, we can go like this, and we can cheese this whole trap room in just a few seconds. Now the problem with this is that it's pretty unwieldy and takes quite a long time to create this. So I do not recommend making the super pickaxe for regular dungeon gameplay, but for something like trap room, it is very, very helpful. And as you just saw there, that was the super pickaxe. Alright, now let's discuss a very interesting part of dungeons, walking through walls. Yeah, it turns out that you can walk through walls a whole lot in Hypixel Skyblock dungeons, and this can get very overpowered. Now there are many ways to walk through walls, and the most simple one requiring almost no additional gear is the stair wall walk. The way this works is, you simply go on the bottom ledge of a stair, not the top ledge, the bottom ledge, and you mine the stair. And as you can see, my character is now embedded into the stair like this. And now all I gotta do is simply walk forwards. And as you saw there, I walked through the wall. It's actually really simple. And now I can get the secret without having to actually spend the time with the Super Boom TNT. Now the second way to walk through walls is by using the Ether Warp. Now this is pretty expensive as it requires Enderman Slayer 6 and the Ether Warp conduit, but it is also tremendously more overpowered than the Stair Stonk because it is faster and requires less precision. Now, to do this Ether Warp wall walk, all you need is some sort of incomplete block. Incomplete block referring to a block that does not take up the entire space of the block model. For example, this, a cobblestone wall, an extremely popular block by the builders in dungeons. As you can see here, now my mod will highlight this, and I will be teleported inside of the block. And now guess what? We are zooming, and I can just walk right out of that room, easy as that. So yeah, there isn't a really big secret to walking through walls. You can either just go on the bottom ledge of a stair, click down and walk through, or you can ether warp into one of these things, and then choose to walk through that way. And it's actually really fun to mess around with this. You can also use these head textures. And as you can see, you can even mine downwards using this cheese. It's actually a lot of fun. If you don't understand what I did there, I'll show you real quick. As you can see, I basically just glitched myself here, and I started mining downwards. And yeah, you can even mine down. Not only can you walk through walls, but you can walk through the floor using this cheese. Now beware, however, that this power is kind of limited. Be mindful when walking through walls, as it can easily lead to your death. For example here, if I decide to, I'll just take a shot in the dark and walk here, well, as you can see, I will walk out of the map and die. I think that there is a possibility that I can stonk this somehow. It seems pretty difficult, but I think it's definitely there. So what can I do? The first thing is to see if there's any stonkable blocks, meaning the cobblestone walls or stairs. Now as you can see, there are some cobblestone walls, but they're too high here. As you can see, it only works for one tall cobblestone walls, so I can't ether warp into these. But as you can see here, with a little bit of finding, I found this staircase. And you can walk through walls using a staircase. So now as you can see, I'll use some experimentation. I'll go down here, enter the staircase, and mine. And look at that, it turns out that it just ended up working. I can get this back and get the item drop just like that. Only problem is, from here, there's no way I can exit the room, and I still have to wait all of this time. So, does it save time from the regular way to do it? It doesn't, so it does not count as a cheese. But even if it doesn't, if you keep on trying and looking for ways to stonk cheese in dungeons, I'm sure you will eventually find success. Now, similarly for this room, as you can see, there's a lever here, but it can sometimes be really annoying to click on this lever. So how can I do this? Well, in this case, there is a stonkable block. As you can see here, this is one of the blocks that you can use to walk through walls. So now instead of having to do this weird thing and click this lever, now maybe I could try this. And look at that, it actually worked. And I'll be willing to bet that it is a little faster than using the lever. So just like that, new stonk discovered. As you can see, you have to make this fun because I really think it is a fun process. You slowly disassemble a dungeon room and figure out all the creative ways that you can make your life easier in dungeons. Thank you guys so much for watching the ultimate stonking guide. Please comment if this video helped you in your dungeon adventures and maybe help you see the true beauty behind dungeon stonking. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!